adding sound and text to our Pygame game window. So far we have learned how to add images and mechanics to our game. In this article we will be learning about how to add background music and text to Pygame. So do the following changes in your final code that we got in the previous video. Now adding a text to Pygame window. But adding a text in Pygame window is pretty much different than what we did to add images. To add text, we need to specify the font that we want to use. We will create the font and then we will render it into an image, and then we will use screen.blit. So first create variables. A variable for our text, and for the coordinates of our text where we want, we will set it as text x equals 10 and text y equals 10. Now we need to specify a font. To do that, we will use the font module that is provided to us by Pygame. It is used to load and render the fonts, and the method that we will be using is font with capital F. Font method is used to load new fonts from a given file name or Python file object. There are many functions of font, but we will use font.render to render the text that we want. It creates a new surface with the specified text rendered on it. Pygame provides no way to directly draw text on an existing surface. Instead, you must use font.render to create an image of the text and then blit this image onto another surface, which is our background. So before moving any further, first let's load a font in a variable. So we will create font equals pygame.font small f dot font with capital F, and in parentheses first argument is the name of the file, the font file that we want to use. So in our case it would be a default font file that comes with Pygame. So its name is freesansbold.ttf. so let's write it inside the double quotes, and then we need to specify the size of the text that we want. So we want it to be 24 pixels in height. So this is what we will write. And now finally we will create the text image by using font.render. We will write font.render, and in parentheses first we will write the string that we want to draw on the surface, and then it takes true, and then the color of the image. So in our case we will set it as white. So now let's blit it onto our display window, and to do that we will write screen.blit, and in parentheses we will write text image comma, and in another parentheses we will write text x comma text y. So after writing this, your whole code should be looking like this. Now let's try to run it. As you can see, we got copy assignment written on our game. Now we will be adding sound. Before adding sound, make sure that your sound file is in .wav format, .wav format. Now there are many options that will help you to play sound. You can either play it in a loop like background music, or once when a certain event occurs like a sound effect. So adding a background music, to do that first we will import the mixer module from Pygame. So we will do that from Pygame import mixer, and then we will load our audio file by using mixer.music.load, and then in parentheses we will write the name of our file. And now we will write play. Now let's write it. We will write mixer.music.play, and in parentheses we will write -1. We have written -1 because it is a code to play music in loop. So after writing this, your final code should be looking like this. Now let's try to run it. Yeah, it's working. Now let's add sound effect. The concept of sound effect is that when an event happens, we play that sound effect once, and it should be short. So let's load our sound. Hit sound equals mixer, and this time we will write mixer.sound, and then in parentheses we will write the name of our file. And now as we have stored it inside hit sound, we will play our sound. Hit sound.play. Notice that we have not written -1 inside this parentheses because we don't want it to play in loop. So let's try to run it. Oh yeah, it's working. So that is it for this video. Thank you for watching.